Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to getting the essential knowledge from, well, a whole stack of sources.
That's right.
Today, we are diving deep into this document, studentsvocab.pdf. It's a collection of vocabulary words, yes, but it's also packed with examples, usage notes, and some genuinely surprising facts.
Absolutely. And our mission really is to go beyond just, memorizing definitions.
We want to extract the interesting bits, the useful knowledge, find those connections maybe you wouldn't spot otherwise.
Exactly. Think of it like unlocking hidden insights. We're not just defining words. We're looking for those aha moments.
Okay, let's jump right in. First pair, abash and abhor.
Okay.
Now, abash, that means feeling ashamed, right? Like if you accidentally called your boss dad or something, you'd feel pretty abashed.
Definitely. And abhor is much, much stronger. It's about intense dislike, real hatred for something.
Not just, I don't like that, but deep revulsion.
Precisely.
Okay, next up is abject, meaning extremely unpleasant. The examples given are abject poverty and an abject apology.
Yeah, those examples really hit home the meaning, don't they? You feel the negativity.
So what's the difference between just, say, bad and abject?
That's a good question. Abject carries this sense of utter degradation or wretchedness. It's like bad, but taken to a really miserable or contemptible extreme.
Okay. That makes sense. Then we have ablutions. Sounds a bit formal.
It does. It refers to a ceremonial act of washing the body.
So maybe like a ritual cleansing, not just hopping in the shower?
Yes, exactly. Often has that ritualistic or religious connotation. A cleansing beyond the everyday.
Got it. Now here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The classic confusion. Adapt, adept, and adopt.
Oh, yes. Always a tricky one.
The document even includes a GATE 2014 exam question to illustrate it. Let me find it. It is fascinating to see life forms cope with varied environment conditions. And the options are A, adopt to B, adapt to C, adapt to D, accept with.
And the answer?
The answer is B, adapt to. So adapt is about changing to fit new conditions.
Exactly. Like adapting to a new climate or situation. Then adept means skillful, proficient. An adept musician, for example.
Right. And adopt is to take something as your own, like adopting a pet or an idea.
Hopefully that clears it up for you listening.
Let's hope so. Next is aghast, meaning struck with horror and surprise.
A strong word.
And immediately after defining aghast, the document hits us with this statistic. In India, according to estimates, 180 children go missing on an average every day.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite a juxtaposition.
It is. Going from the definition of shock straight into a shocking reality. What's the effect there, do you think?
Well, it's incredibly powerful, isn't it? It makes the word aghast feel suddenly very real, very relevant. It uses this stark fact to give emotional weight to the vocabulary.
It really does. It makes you stop and think about how language connects to these big issues.
Definitely.
Okay, the list continues. Alimony, money paid to a former spouse after divorce.
It's a familiar term.
And then palimony, which is similar but for unmarried couples who separate.
Right. Showing how language evolves, like you said, to cover new social situations.
Next, amenable means willing or agreeable. And
Interesting. So amenable, perhaps it means amenable to help or willing to cooperate.
that could be it. Maybe willing to work with authorities or communities to find these children. Makes you wonder about the context they use it in.
It does.
After amenable comes angst, that feeling of deep anxiety and worry.
You can almost feel it coming.
Yeah, because then a bit of a change of pace. Ambidextrous.
Able to use both hands equally well.
A useful word. A little breather.
Indeed. Shows the list isn't all heavy, becomes a vehicle for awareness.
It really does. Okay, anguish. Severe mental or physical pain.
Another heavy one.
Followed by 37 cases of missing children have been registered in Hyderabad zone in the past 4 years.
What does it say?
Please do not encourage beggars who exploit children.
So making a direct link between missing children and exploitation in begging. That's a significant connection to draw.
Yeah, it suggests a potential cause and also an action the public might take.
Right.
Then anonymous, meaning unnamed, simple enough, but it's contrasted immediately with appalling. Synonyms listed: shocking, horrific, ghastly, dreadful.
Powerful synonyms.
And then, okay, next pair. Atrocity, a cruel action, and august, meaning distinguished or noble.
Quite the contrast there, shows the range. So the theme returns. The consistency of these reports from different sources really emphasizes how widespread this issue is.
Yeah. Okay, next few. Acme, the highest point. Accused, charged with a crime. And acquit, freed from a charge.
Important legal and descriptive terms there, covering different stages.
Then awful, synonyms. Very bad, unpleasant, disgusting, horrible, loathsome, lousy.
Just listing those synonyms really reminds you the intensity even a common word like awful can carry.
It does. Sometimes you just need that stronger word. Next, averse.
Okay.
And there's a note here. Most of the beggars are averse to rehabilitation. They prefer to lead wretched lives, though there are better ways to live.
That's a very complex statement included there. It touches on some really difficult social issues.
It does, and it's presented here as an observation from the source material about this claimed aversion. It certainly prompts reflection, doesn't it? Without necessarily telling you why.
Exactly. It raises questions about resistance to help and the underlying factors without us needing to take a definitive stance on it, just reporting what's in the source.
Right. Okay, then some more varied words. Betray, benevolence, and benediction.
So negative, positive, and a blessing. Quite a spectrum of human actions and intentions.
Then blunder, a mistake. And balmy, pleasant weather. Then boisterous, noisy, and lively, and booze. Everyday kind of words.
Capturing different aspects of social interaction and behavior.
Then a quick list of A words. Absolutely. Accomplice. Aberrant. Abeyance.
Abeyance, like putting something on hold, hitting pause.
Right. And abysmal. So a good mix there.
Shows the richness of the language, different nuances.
Then abrogate. To end something formally and affable. And we are friends.
That's quite nice. Emphasizes the human element, perhaps the collaborative nature of their work.
Could be. Then amnesia, loss of memory. And attrition, like a gradual wearing down.
Words describing loss or decline, processes of deterioration.
Baffled. And lots of synonyms here. Confused, perplexed, bemused, bewildered, puzzled, bamboozled.
The sheer number of ways to say you're confused really tells you something, doesn't it? How common that feeling is.
It does. Then bully, and another instruction linked to Srinivasa Hannah Foundation.
What's this one?
When you see kids begging, give them food instead of money. Please do not allow them to get used to making money. Again, highlighting that exploitation angle.
Reinforcing that earlier plea about not encouraging beggars exploiting children, but with a concrete suggestion.
Yeah.
Give food, not cash.
Exactly. Okay, briefly, bunk. As in to skip school or work.
Right, to shirk responsibility.
Then a nice pairing. Cacophony, harsh jarring sounds.
Yeah, euphony. Pleasant, harmonious sounds. Direct opposites.
Capturing different sensory experiences with sound.
Very neat.
Then calamity and catastrophe, both meaning disaster. Next, calligraphy. Beautiful, decorative handwriting.
Adds a touch of art.
Then capitulate, meaning to surrender.
It does.
Okay, Casanova, the famous lover, and chide, with many synonyms. Scold, rebuke, reprimand, reproach.
Seems we have a lot of words for telling someone off.
Yeah.
And notice the subtle differences. Rebuke feels more formal than scold.
True. Language gives us options. Then clandestine, meaning secret or hidden.
Like a clandestine meeting.
And clasp, to grasp tightly. There's another gate question here from 2016. About grasping a hot coal, the closest meaning given is clutching.
Another practical application. Helps solidify the meaning. Clasping is like a tight hold, clutching.
Exactly. Then collision, a crash, and combat, a fight.
Words describing conflict, different levels of force.
Commend, meaning to praise.
Okay.
Then conceal, to hide something. And then commend appears again, attributed to Sahana Foundation.
Maybe commending efforts to find children or praising volunteers, highlighting the positive actions amidst the challenges.
That seems likely. Then confrontation, a dispute, contrasted directly with agreement, which has synonyms like assent, accord, concurrence.
Nice pairing showing opposite ends, conflict versus harmony.
Conspiracy, a secret plot. And contemplate, to think deeply about something.
Mental activities, plotting versus pondering.
Convalesce, to recover health after illness. And convict, to declare someone guilty in court.
So processes of recovery on one hand and legal judgment on the other.
Then convivial, meaning friendly and sociable.
Like a convivial gathering.
Right. And then, quite jarringly, corpse, a dead body.
Wow, yeah, talk about juxtaposition, the range of human experience right there.
Indeed. Corpulent, meaning rather fat or obese. And corroborate, to confirm or support a statement.
So a descriptive word and then an action word related to verifying information.
Crooked is next. It can mean bent or twisted or dishonest and illegal.
Good example of one word having related but distinct meanings. Context is key.
Absolutely. And culmination, the final point or climax.
The end result.
Then culprit, the person responsible for a crime or misdeed. And the document dives into the root word culp, meaning blame.
Oh, that's useful.
Yeah, it explains culpable, deserving blame, inculpate, to accuse or blame someone, and exculpate, to clear someone of blame.
See, understanding that root culp suddenly unlocks a whole family of words. Very efficient.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, nearing the end of the C's and into the D's. Dally, to waste time or dawdle. Dainty, small and delicate.
Evoking different images, one of slow action, one of delicate form.
Dearth, meaning a lack or scarcity of something. Lots of synonyms listed here too, emphasizing shortage.
Underscores a significant absence.
Declivity, a downward slope. And deface, to spoil the appearance of something.
A physical feature and then an act of damaging something physical.
Deference, meaning respect shown to an elder or superior. And defiant, openly resisting authority.
Contrasting behaviors again, respect versus resistance.
Deluge, a great flood or overwhelming rush of something. And denounce, to publicly condemn or criticize.
Overwhelming forces, one physical, one social, or verbal.
Deplorable, meaning shockingly bad, disgraceful. And deter, to discourage or prevent someone from doing something.
A strong negative judgment, deplorable, and then an action, deter, aimed at preventing something bad.
Detrimental, causing harm or damage. And dilapidated, meaning in a state of ruin or disrepair, usually a building.
Both suggesting negative conditions, a decline.
Diffuse, to spread out over a wide area.